Hello students, last video, a couple important things to address and an interesting thing or two about Doris Lessing. All right, deadlines. Deadlines for Mara and Dot Journal this Thursday, midnight, May 14. Can't give extensions on that because those are so long. Deadline for Philip K. Dick rewrites, extra credit, uh, Saturday, midnight, Canvas Dropbox, instructions online, all that good stuff. Um, All right, and I have grades coming up soon, so please try not to ask for extensions. Okay, I'm sensing I'm going to start getting inquiries about grades, and here's where that stands. I still have to read all the Mara Don journals. I've already started to do that. I have to concentrate on all of this. If you're really worried about your grade, like you're thinking you might fail the class, those are the students who I would definitely reply to. If you're doing well in the class and it's like a shade between a B plus or an A minus or an A or an A minus or everything looks really good on Canvas, but you just want that final definite thing, please wait. I'm going to post grades soon. And you know that it's going to turn out well. I'm always cheering for you guys. This semester I'm doing a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader style. Okay, so you can't miss out. All right, yeah, I'll spare you that. All right. Some other quick things. Fun postcard I got from Doris Lessing years ago. And the reason I think it's timely is she says, I envy you your life on the Great Plains of the Midwest, which she known from visiting, which must have reminded her in some ways of her childhood on the African Veld, right? Prairies here, prairies there. So that was timely. And a thought or two about Philip K. Dick and Doris Lessing as writers at this time, who we focused on this semester. The irony is that both of them are seen from a distance as prophets of doom, as writers who are tragic because they look at future worlds as having to deal with catastrophes, sometimes the fault of humanity, sometimes not. All right, I'm going to revise that for purposes of wrapping things up here. Um, when I reread Philip K. Dick now, yes, there's the sadness and the tragedy, themes of atonement and things. But basically, I think he's a comic writer. You know, the more closely you look into the books, there's irony there. You have to laugh about things like Dr. Smile. And in the end, maybe even a little bit like laugh at what happened to Palmer Eldritch a little bit because it's just a science fiction story. So he makes tragedy entertaining in a way that I think Philip K. Dick, I don't think, is tragic. I would say comic. Even better news on Doris Lessing, who I'm not going to argue she's a comic writer, and she deals with tragic things, right? Like in Mara and Don. But isn't Mara and Don really a romance? Not like, well, fortunately, not that kind of romance, right? It turned out to be an adventure, which is the old meaning of romance: survival after tragedy, right? Like the last of Shakespeare's plays were romances. They were about tragic things that happened at the beginning, and by the end, they have a happy ending because people survive, right? In Mara and Don, yeah, there you go. They survive tragedies, but at the end, they're alive. Um, Here's to surviving, right? So I would say that Lessing is a writer of romances, particularly in Mara and Don. Philip K. Dick, a comic writer. They both provide us ways to think about tragedy as something very serious and real. Tragedy is something that you never really leave it behind, but you can find another way to live your life and end your days in a way that you would not characterize as tragic. And I think that's good news.